Good morning, children. Welcome to the English session. Today we shall deal with letter writing. I'm sure you're already familiar with different kinds of letters and how to write them. Through this video, we shall brush up our ideas on how to write formal letters. Now, what is a formal letter? A formal letter is a letter which is usually written to people you don't know. It can be a complaint letter or a job application or even a reply to a formal letter that you have received. Now let's look into the style or language of a formal letter. As the name suggests, formal letter, you have to remember that it cannot be personal. It should be in a formal way. That is, the language should be formal. And you have to give information in a brief manner, that is, as short and clear as possible. Your language can be businesslike, but it has to be clear. The structure of a formal letter. Now, every piece of writing should have a beginning, a middle, and an end. That is, even in a formal letter, we have to have a beginning which will include the introduction area, the middle, which means the content or the main body, and finally the end, which is the conclusion. Now let's see how to write and organize a formal letter. Here there are few points which you have to keep in mind before writing a formal letter. First is you can brainstorm. Second, decide on the greeting and ending part. Thirdly, organize your ideas. Fourth, plan your introduction, main body, and conclusion. And finally, you can proofread, edit, and redraft. Now, what is brainstorming? Brainstorming is a way of getting your ideas down on a paper. It doesn't matter what you write at this stage, just jot your ideas down about the topic. Now, the brainstorming session can include the reason behind your writing the letter, the information that you would like to give, or the information that you want to get. It can be in the form of a complaint or a request. Next is the subject of the letter. The subject has to be written in the subject line, which should be very short. It sets the tone of the letter, and it also gives the reason for why you're writing the letter. Next is greetings and endings. As you are writing letters to people you don't know, there are two ways of greeting them when you write a formal letter. Now, what are they? Either you can use dear sir or madam, or else if you know the name of the person to whom you're writing, then you can use the name along with dear. Similarly, there are two ways of ending a formal letter. These are related to your greetings. Now, what are these endings? Now, if you use dear sir or madam as a greeting, then you have to use yours faithfully or truly as the ending. If you're using dear, the name along with it, then the ending should be yours sincerely. Next is organizing ideas. It's an important step. You have to sequentialize your information. That is, you have to put all your information in an order. That, as I said before, it has to have a beginning, middle, and an end. You have to think again why you're writing the letter. You have to make sure that all your information that you need has been written down. And you have to cross out the information that you do not need. Now, what can you write in your introduction area? Now, this is an important part of the letter. It should consist of only one paragraph, which should not be more than 3 to 5 sentences. You have to set the tone of the letter. The reader should know what you're writing about, and you have to think about why you are writing. Your letter could start by giving a brief detail, if it is a complaint letter, of the product, time, date, place. You can refer to a letter that you have been sent, or you can even give details of a job advert you have seen, for example, where and when you saw it, the job title, etc. Content area, that is the main body, you have to elaborate your ideas which you have jotted down in your brainstorming session. Your introductory part will definitely lead you into those ideas. The main body should be quite short and to the point. Conclusion is the end of the letter. It has to be only in one paragraph with 3 to 5 sentences. You have to let the reader know that you have finally finished with the letter. You have to also think about what you want to say at the end. Now let's plan how to write a letter. If it is a complaint letter, in your introduction, you need to tell them why you're writing. The details of complaint should be mentioned, like place, date, fault of the product, etc. In your main body, you need to give a detailed description of the product fault, like what had happened to the product. And in your conclusion, you can mention what you expect to happen next, or you can even give any suggestions. If it is a placing an order, then in your introductory area, you need to tell what you have learned about the company and its products. In your main body, you need to draw a table and include the order number, item name, item quantity, and other specifications. And in your conclusion, you need to refer to how, when, where you would like the delivery to be made. You can even write about any discount that you would like to have. If it is a job application, then in your introductory area, you need to mention the job role that you're interested in and how you found the advertisement. In your main body, you need to draw a table and include your qualifications, skills, experiences, and achievements. And lastly, in your conclusion, you need to express that you're eager to meet and discuss the job further. See the layout of a formal letter. You need not start with from. You can directly start with the sender's address. Then comes the date. The date has to be written in this manner: 20th March, comma, 2019. You can write any date, but the format should be in this manner. Then comes the to address, where you need not write to. You can directly write the receiver's address. After that, subject. Then the greetings. Then immediately you start with your introduction, content. The content has been divided into 2 paragraphs over here. And lastly, the conclusion. Then the ending comes. Then you can put your sign, and finally the name. Thus, we have come to the end of the session. That's all for the time being. Thank you and have a nice day.